Hi, if you're preparing for English speaking and writing test, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you my response to a mock test of the TOEFL IBT Writing for Academic Discussion task. Hi, my name is Suguru and I have got a perfect score in TOEFL IBT writing. If I can do that, so can you. Now let's begin. Okay, so here is my post answering the question from the professor. And you're looking at the first half of my writing. Okay, let's go. I basically agree with student A because no matter how we live our lives, we will need money. This is an undisputed truth. And we need not just money, but a constant source of money. Even if we get $10,000 this month, if our income next month decreases to like $1,000, we cannot lead a content life. This is the weakness of student B's argument. True, some people are making money from having company stocks, but that type of income is anything but stable. It could even lead to loss of your money if unexpected things happen, such as the sudden bankruptcy of the company in which you have your stocks. Okay, overall there are no grammar or spelling mistakes, so that's a plus. So let's go over it content-wise. So here I am taking sides with student A. So I have to disprove student B's opinion. So that's why almost in the middle, I said this is the weakness of student B's argument. So I'm trying to disprove student B's opinion. Of course, this is fine. But you can't just say student B is wrong. You have to explain why you cannot agree with student B. So that's why I put the yellow part, in which I gave a detailed explanation of why I think making money from company stocks could be full of risks. So this is something you have to do in your writing. Whenever you give your opinion, you have to explain why. Okay, let's learn some vocabulary. True. True. This is used more often in conversation than in writing, I think. In conversation, you can say, true, some people do this, but blah, blah, blah. Or, true, I like this, but blah, blah, blah. So this is almost always followed by but. Some people say that in writing, it's better to say, it is true that some people are making money, blah, blah, blah. Well, I kind of agree. This is kind of conversational. But the TOEFL IBT Writing for Academic Discussion task is supposed to be an online post instead of a formal piece of writing. So I think this is acceptable. Okay, one more thing. Anything but stable. Anything but stable. If something is anything but stable, it means it's not stable at all. And this phrase works with almost any other adjective. So you can say it's anything but beautiful, anything but dangerous, anything but difficult, anything but easy, and so on. Let's go to the next half of my post. In view of the freedom a part-time worker can enjoy, this might also be true, but let's not forget that whenever a private company in a capitalist society suffers from deficits, it is almost always its part-time workers that are the first ones to get laid off. Simply put, being a full-timer has many more advantages despite their longer working hours. Okay, here I'm giving another reason why I think being a full-time is better than part-time. So the yellow part is a detailed explanation for that. I understand that you have only 10 minutes for this task, but when you give your opinion, you should provide as much detail as possible. Okay, let's go to vocabulary. Capitalist society. A capitalist society. A capitalist society is the opposite of a communist society. A communist society. You should be familiar with those two terms, capitalist society and a communist society. because they are quite useful terms to use when you talk about the economy, politics, society, and so on. Finally, to get laid off. To get laid off. If you get laid off, it means the business of your employer is not doing well, so you are suspended from work, so you are not allowed to go to work for a certain period of time. To get laid off is different from to get fired, because if you get fired, you can never go back to work, so it's like goodbye forever. But if you're just laid off, it's just temporary, so you might be allowed to go back to the workplace in 2 months, 3 months, half a year, something like that, once the business of your employer starts to get better. So this piece of writing has 174 words. So that's way over the minimum word count requirement. So I did a good job here. Alright, I hope you found this video useful. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and most importantly, let me wish you good luck on your test.